I actually bought one. I finally got my hands on what is being called the Master of Speed, the flagship killer that at the moment everyone is talking about it.
This is a phone unlike you've ever seen before. A top-tier Snapdragon 845 in a device that can be had for barely €300.
The Poco F1 might be the best deal in smartphones right now.
Should you be spending more, or should you set your sights on this one exclusively? Is this the future of smartphones?
I like it way more than I thought I would. Respect, worthy of the hype.
Still sealed. I'm really hyper excited about it and I want to open it with you guys. So many of you must have heard already about this phone. This is absolutely incredible. It's got a Snapdragon 845 processor, which is generally dedicated to the top of the range phones. I'm not going to bore you with too many details. Later on I will post them online and everything else, but so many people have already done reviews on this phone. I know that it's absolutely stunning. What I'm interested to is to open it to start with and then go through a few characteristics and the details potentially on how to get hold of this, because that has been so far the major problem with the Poco phone, at least in Europe. To begin with, I received the phone already with a British power adapter. That's fantastic, but that makes me think that probably the adapter inside is a European type. So, wow, okay. I know already a lot of the characteristics of this, but just to give you an indication, we got the manual inside. Generally don't particularly read those. Warranty card over there. We have a cover. So we have already a plastic cover as well, just to keep it in nice condition. That's a good option and fantastic. As you can see, guys, I went for the blue version. I didn't want to go for something black as usual. So I went for something slightly different, and I really love the color. Let's put it on the side for a second. Let's go through everything first. Okay, we have the power brick here, and yes, it is already an adapter that allows fast charging. The battery of this phone is already amazing. This has got a 4000 mAh battery, so it's actually the equivalent of the Note 9 with regards to the battery itself. Type-C, the cable is of course included, and it's quite a large cable to allow the quick power system. And we have the SIM card removal tool over there. And so it's time to say goodbye to my old phone. Let's get the SIM card out, and then we can start the new Poco phone, and we'll do all the setup, and I will do a few tests with regards to the cameras. Guys, as I said, this has got amazing characteristics. 6 GB of RAM, the hyper fast latest possible RAM. With regards to the design of it, headphone jack on the top, dual camera at the back, fingerprint reader, Type-C. The all characteristics are on plenty of other reviews, are on the website. I will put a few links just at the bottom of the review itself. Top of the range microprocessor for Android phones. Combined with that, you got a 6GB LPDDR4X memory, and also there is liquid cooling technology to keep the microprocessor nice and chilled even when you're playing very demanding games. Type-C USB connector is always a great thing, and you also have a 20 megapixel camera on the front and a 12 plus 5 megapixel camera at the back to give you depth of field as well. The battery is a massive 4000 mAh, so it should last forever, and on the top of that you got quick charger 3.0, so you can charge it very quickly. The screen is a corner Gorilla Glass cover, so it's nice and safe, and the resolution and the quality of the screen is absolutely amazing. It's not an AMOLED, but in all honesty, it's absolutely brilliant. The sound quality of this phone are also very good. The sound is very loud and the balance is pretty good, so all the frequencies are well covered. On the top of that, you still have a 3.5mm jack if you want to put the headphones on. So guys, a couple of very quick impressions about the phone. I absolutely love the design. As I said, this is made of plastic instead of polycarbonate, whatever they want to call it, instead of glass or ceramic. So they keep the cost down, but I actually don't mind that at all. It makes the phone very light and in some respects sturdier than glass or ceramic. The responsiveness of the fingerprint at the back is stunning. It's incredibly fast and also gets me every single time. The screen is fantastic. It's not an AMOLED, it's an LCD, but I don't mind that at all. The colors are very crisp, the brightness is very good. Increasing the brightness makes it incredibly bright, to be honest with you, so I'm happy to keep it halfway there. The responsiveness of the phone, of course, because of the microprocessor and everything else, is absolutely stunning. I'm not going to bore you with too many tests or anything else, but one thing that I want to show you is Antutu. I ran it already, and to be honest, it came out with some of, well, apart from the score that is absolutely incredible, but also it's the first time that I'm able to see some of the tests to run actually fluently, which I'm highly surprised about. So I want to see if I can put it. So there you go. You can actually see then everything is running fluently. Actually, if I put it a bit more there, you can see it a bit better. And the other thing that you probably heard was the sound. The sound is actually incredible as well on this phone. So I should not actually start playing around while we are playing the video, but just to show you briefly, this screen I've never seen it running so smoothly on any phone I've seen before. And just to give you an indication of the sound, this is not just incredibly loud. I need to, sorry, I was going to shout actually to go through the sound. It is incredibly loud, and to be honest with you, it's actually quite well balanced. There are no distortion of any of the frequencies, so I applaud actually that approach as well. Then even at this budget, even under £300, and that as much as I pay for this, I paid just under £300 for it, you have a top of the range phone. And that is the way that I want to run my review, to be honest, guys. Not so much to go through all the details about the phone. Plenty of people have done it, and in some respect people far more experienced and with better quality of equipment than I have. What I want to do is give you a bit of a consumer advice on this phone, and hopefully you will make up your own mind. And there we go, guys. I mean, even if I was messing around at the start and you saw me too, these scores are absolutely incredible. I've never had a phone with such power. And again, it's thanks to the microprocessor and the amount of RAM and the type of RAM that is installed on this. What I wanted this review to be was more a sort of a consumer advisor from someone else that in some respect hasn't got a huge budget, was after a bargain in some respect, a good phone without spending the earth. There are too many phones nowadays than they are on the £1,000 type of price, just under, some even higher than that. And it's quite difficult to justify that price, at least from my point of view. Yes, this hasn't got a glass or ceramic backing, the screen is not AMOLED, it doesn't have near field communication or wireless charging, but all those things in some respect, from my point of view, one, are not necessary. Sometimes they are even a problem more than a gain. I mean, the glass screen is a fingerprint magnet, it breaks very easily. Near field communication, I had it on the other phone, never used it. Same with the wireless charging. I find that in some respect, if it's not used properly, it could potentially damage the battery as well. The AMOLED display, again, yes, it's got darker blacks, but to be honest with you, the contrast, the colors, the brightness, the viewing angle of this are stunning. I don't actually need an AMOLED display, and I'm very, very happy with this. Again, it's a very high resolution display anyway. And it has little things that I really like a dual SIM card, an expandable storage, an headphone jack. So personally, I'm delighted with this phone, and not just that. I'm really pleased that finally a major brand, a brand like Xiaomi. Xiaomi is the 4th largest producer of mobile phone in the world. So it's a brand that has got the technical expertise, it's got the upgrade path through software, through hardware, it's got a credential to be able to give a good warranty and follow up the upgrades of the phone and the upgrades of the software. So a company like Xiaomi has finally showed everyone that it's possible to produce a top-of-the-range phone, a flagship phone, without having to spend a fortune or without charging the customers all that much. I bought this for £292.40 if I remember correctly. When I was looking at it, there are plenty of alternatives out there, in fairness, and I'm not working with any particular seller or any manufacturer or anything like that. However, I would like to put the link from where I bought it underneath here, because one of my concern, well, one of the reasons why the Poco phone potentially is not very much used in this country is because it's quite difficult to get hold of it. In some countries in Europe nowadays, you have Xiaomi opening some of the store. I know that in Italy there is a store that is open quite recently. In the UK, it's still very difficult to get hold of these. It's possible to buy it on Amazon, on eBay, maybe in other countries on other sites as well. However, my concern of getting it imported from China, where the import taxes at the custom and everything else, and I didn't want to be hit by something like that. This seller was selling it through Norway. So Schengen agreement, no taxes had to be paid. It arrived within, I would say, less than 2 weeks. I think it was about 10 days. So it was incredibly fast. The package was very good. Everything was, sealed very well. I didn't have any problem whatsoever. And therefore, as much as I don't work with the seller, so, take my recommendation with a pinch of salt, please. I would like to put the link below, because I had a good experience, and if any of you decides to go for the same way, hopefully you will have a good experience too. And another thing that that seller had and no one else did was the color. I really like the idea of buying a phone that was on a different type of color instead of the normal black, and I really like the blue color over here, and it was the only seller that had that, and it was also the cheaper one. So I'm absolutely delighted with it. So guys, I definitely recommend this phone. By all means, do your own research. As I said, I will put some links for the phone below, but whatever you decide to choose, whatever phone, whatever brands, whatever you decide to do, always do your own research, and research it plenty before making a decision. I definitely recommend it though. I absolutely love it. Whatever you decide, I hope this review helped you, and if so, I would appreciate if you could put a thumb up and subscribe if you can. Will really make me happy. Thank you guys, and I see you at the next one with my new phone.